Thank you to Grace Wilkins 05 for the recent follow and Deputy Dink. Don't go away. The Chicago doubleheader at the Chicago Street Course and Chicagoland Speedway up next. All right, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a decent Friday night. We'll bring in here now for the Chicago doubleheader coming up here next. First up, we have the Giordano's 44. And again, we're so happy to have you along with us. Again, good evening and welcome to tonight's Gears Racing League event as we bring you the Chicago double header right here on Casa de la Horseboat. Again, presented and sponsored by yours truly tonight. I love me some me, and that's how it's going to go down. So 2 Horseboat prize packs to give away here tonight. We got stickers, coasters, T-shirts, classic diecast up for grabs for both winning recipients here tonight. And happy to provide that. Again, the league has done so well here this season that we're able to do a lot of this stuff. So happy to have it again. 20 laps here to start as the beginning for the Giordano's 44, and then the Tropicana 100, which is 80 laps at Chicagoland. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horseboat. Happy to have you. Welcome to the program. If you are new, if you're not, welcome back. We are going to go through tonight race 10 and 11 of 33, reaching that third point of the season, and a crucial moment for some of these drivers. Last week, University of Karen, we'll just get right into it. We had 8 cautions with 3 lead changes. Pole award was Peyton Howell, and then the 77 of Peyton Howell had the fastest lap, most laps led, and also won the race. So that was about it. It was the Peyton Howell show, if it ever was. Elliott Drummond and Brad Gutierrez in second and third. Again, I'll bring up the points here in a moment. But the thing I want to express here, Phoenix was actually not bad. I say 8 cautions, like, oh my God, 8 cautions. But in between some of those, we had really long green flag runs. Just when we got bunched up together again, shit happened. There was multiple lane changes, some stuff that should have been called, some incidents that happened that were out of our control as admin and race control. But overall, it was actually a pretty decent race. So coming into tonight, we have a road course and then just over a mile and a half with Chicagoland. This is really going to show where people are strong. And hopefully here we'll get 2 different winners. Peyton Howell is here tonight. We have, looks about 34, 35. So we might not have our first full field of the season. And again, that does not surprise me in the least. Chicago Street Course is not for everyone. So let's get right into it with the points. Let's get that going here for you. Sorry about that. We'll get that out of your way as you're looking above the Chicago Street Course. Again, University of Karen of Phoenix winner Peyton Howell, second place with a 45 of Elliott Drummond, and the 84 of Brad Gutierrez. Peyton Howell is your leader as far as the points goes. He has a 131-point lead over Elliott Drummond. Hot on the trail, though, in third place and quietly climbing Connor Rowe in that 5-car Rocket Racing. Chris Parkman, again, quietly in the 15, 214 points back. You have Sean Anderson, Josh Cole, Justin Shoup, Perrin Huggins, Brad Gutierrez, and Skylar Comstock running out your top 10. Most notably, Mike DeWalt moving out of the top 10 with the performance the last couple of weeks. So that is the most notable. You see Cody Johnson up there. Andrew Allen making it in 22nd. And then running out your top 25 would be Jimmy Ensley. So if there's Jimmy Ensley fans out in the house, you're going to be excited to learn that he is right in the thick of it. As we have a 10-minute qualifying session scheduled here for tonight. And looking into the schedule, as you can see, we have 20 laps with the Giordano's 44 coming up first, and then a night race at Chicagoland Speedway for the Tropicana 100. So 80 laps of hot action. And then we move into the second slide, the second segment of the year I call the second third of the series. Yeah, that's pretty lame, I know. But as we get into it, Charlotte Motor Speedway with a Coke 300 and then the Horseboat 250 on May 31st. Brayton Laster has been so kind as to sponsor that race. Cliffs of Dover 200, June 7th, June 14th is the Rocket League 100 boost. North Wilkesboro for the Old Smoky Moonshine 125, June 21st. And rounding out June, probably my favorite on the schedule because the admin team actually let me pick it. Autodromo Nacional Monza Oval. So we'll be turning left and maybe hitting some goddamn trees for the L'Avventura di Larsen 260, and that'll be 100 laps. But enough of my blathering. Again, 20 laps here tonight. You only have one extra set of tires as we get set to go into qualifying. Getting the best views of iRacing Chicagoland. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Let's get a guy who didn't make the race last week, but has a shot this week, and most definitely will make the race. That 69 thick Viagra Chevrolet Camaro. Again, this is a warm-up lap, so you're going to see them hit it hard. Get ready to go. Let's hopefully they don't embarrass themselves. Let's ride along the nose of Jonathan Militia as he gets ready to run his first lap at the Chicago Street Course. And I wish I was out here with them tonight. I really enjoy the street cars. I was driving it. Oh, there we go. That's awesome. I'll ride along with you guys right now. I was driving it earlier this week with some other drivers from the Gears Cup Series. It was a good time. This is a great track. Don't understand what's going on there, but we'll see if we can fix it. This is a great track to run, but when you have 30, 35 guys on the track and they're closed up like this, it's going to bottleneck. So hopefully these guys will understand where to begin. And I do believe here, if you're looking around this final turn where it says Chicago to the left, those tarps or whatever you want to call it, right here is the restart zone to your left. Boom, you get started. It's that second set there. Not when you come out of the corner, but that first set right before the start-finish line. That's going to be our proverbial restart zone. But hopefully we don't have any cautions. Everybody kind of minds their P's and Q's. And you see a little slip from John Militia, Mooresville native. Loves BBWs from what I hear. And I thought that was Big Beautiful Wineries, but or something else I'm not going to say. But thick it is for Jonathan Militia. Let's see what he's doing as far as time goes. See if we can get you that. We'll get you a dashboard. Get my fat ass out of here. Just see how they do things. And you know what? Let's get you a track map. I think a track map would be important. I don't think we could do that in qualifying. I think that'll be race only type stuff. But let's see if we get anybody up there who's on the board. Nobody on the board yet. I stand corrected. The 0-2 newcomer Colin Weatherholt. The minute 27. Yahir Rodriguez with minute 28. Skyler with a minute 29. Militia looks like a minute 33. Let's see if he can pick it up. It's going to take a lot. Yeah, that's definitely a tough turn right there that he's pulled off pretty good. Use some lap time, a little bit of telemetry that I can offer. getting through the S's pretty smoothly. Car bouncing as he's trying to get it down into the corner, make it stick. Good turn coming out of the final turn. He's currently 10th with a minute 33. Where he's going to end up? Minute 31, going to keep him in 10th. But no movement is good. It just got bumped down into 11th. Let's hear Paul Wilkins, who was on the verge of being suspended this week, was able to avert it with an appeal. Let's see here. Looks like having a little bit of issue here, but we'll keep it together. Or at least we'll try to. Drummond currently your leader with a minute 27. See if we can find somebody else who hasn't been on the track yet. Looks like the 26 of Jonathan Evans taking his warm-up lap. I'll ride along with him. Apologize if the tree was a little messy. Trying to give you everything that I can as far as telemetry and things of that nature. Give you sector times, give you everything you need to see here. But again, currently you see your fastest guy qualifying, Elliott Drummond, with Colin Weatherholt, Yahir Rodriguez, Mike DeWalt, Skyler Comstock, Brad Gutierrez, Justin Vandermeer, Jake Hall, Cody Johnson, and Andrew Allen, with Jacob Prince, Paul Wilkins, Justin Shoup, Jonathan Militia, Connor Rowe, Brandon Meyer, Jacob Delgado, Keaton Salyers, the 18 who have actually gone out there and qualified. So here we go. Lap 1 for Jonathan Evans. Let's see what he's got in the bank. Oh, and he spins it. Yikes. That is too bad. That's too bad. He's going to have to go again. Let's follow along with Sean Anderson. Mr. Anderson almost spinning out as well. Able to keep it together. See who we can bring in here and talk to. I need to talk to somebody. Need to talk to somebody. Nate, do you got a copy? Got Nate Williams in the booth with me here. Let me make sure that everything works because I didn't check before I got started. Trying to get him in here. I'm going to throw him away for a second because apparently that's not going to work correctly tonight. That's awesome. But we'll learn that as we go forward. Nobody on the track currently. So you're going to get the sights and sounds of Chicago until somebody does. Again, everybody looks like they're going to make the race. But it's going to be a tough night. It's going to be a tough night for everyone. See if somebody's going to hit the track, but I don't think they are. Let's see here. It looks like they are going to get ready for a warm-up. So we are going to go straight into the race with a shortened qualifying session, and that's awesome. Bobby Dennis says, Paul, Scotland's badass. That is damn right. Bladen says, yo. Peyton Howell said, did exactly what I said I didn't want to do, locked up into turn 1. Hey, that happens. But it's going to create a lot more work for you, and that is unfortunate. Again, this is sponsored by yours truly. Happy to sponsor this race for the fellas and the ladies alike. Let's see what we can do here. What can we do to make it better? We'll figure it out someday. Factor Mike says, I respect the drivers doing the last to first challenge. Also, good luck back there. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. I don't think anybody who anticipated being back there, I think, wants to be back there. I mean, I wouldn't sure as hell want to be back there. Absolutely not. But some are going to have to make that adjustment. There we go. Trying to fix things on the fly, so I apologize if I sound like I'm a space case. That's because I am. Trying to get everything to work correctly. It's probably one of the toughest aspects of my job. The Shine resubscribed for 1 month at Tier 1. They were subscribed for 3 months. Thank you, The Shine. And that is my buddy Paul. Says thanks for sponsoring the event tonight, man. I'm very proud to do that, and we'll do it again here in the future. Excited to tell everyone about our Sprocket series that's starting June 3rd. That's for guys looking for more track time that need the work. They're going to get an opportunity to do that. I am going to be on the track racing, and I'm excited to be able to. Official exotics. No, not yet. Not yet. This is a warm-up. We're getting ready to start the first of 2 races again tonight. Race number 1 is the Giordano's 44. It's going to be a 20-lap showdown. You get 2 sets of tires. The one set you got and the other set that's behind the wall. We are just about ready to get started. All right, we are getting ready to grid, and I'm so excited to have you along for the ride. Let's break it down. Who's here for the Giordano's 44? And we will get to that in just a moment as they get set to go. Yeah, getting set to grid, so we'll get ready to get on board with that. Again, you are watching the first of 2 races, a Chicago doubleheader. The Giordano's 44 getting set to kick off. Our first race here, our inaugural event. I am ecstatic to be here, and I hope you are too. As we are just about ready, as everybody's starting to get gridded up. Looks like we have 31 in the field tonight, which is probably like 10 more than I thought we would have, so I'm eternally grateful to these guys getting out here. Yes, I was out of town, and I didn't know if I would make it home or not. Well, I'm glad you are here with us. Again, we have a whole 80-lap race at Chicagoland coming up. I was hopeful some others were going to join us here tonight, but unfortunately that did not work out. But I'm excited to bring you the sweet, hot, hot action that is the Gears Cup Series. Again, this is race 10 of 33, and then we reach a third of the way the next race at Chicagoland. It's hard to think that we've gone through nearly 11 races already together. We've been here for every one of them. And tonight is no different. This is going to be wild. I do not know what to expect from this, but I expect either the 45 to start in first and finish in first because that's just what he does, or could fall flat on his face. Let's start and see what happens here as we get set to go. Green flag racing. Let's get you the grid. Powered by myself, the horse boat. I'm going to toot my own horn tonight because I can, and I'm going to do it. So your pole sitter here for tonight's event is going to be Elliott Drummond in the 45 machine. And row 1, Colin Weatherholt outside of him. Mike DeWalt in the 9 inside row number 2. Outside him is going to be number 16 of Yahir Rodriguez. Row number 3, we have Brad Gutierrez and Skylar Comstock in the 28. Justin Vandermerel and Jake Hall in the 54 and the 98 taking up row 4. Row 5, we have Andrew Allen in the 88 and Cody Johnson in the 08. In row 6, we have Paul Wilkins in that 11 and the 39 of Jacob Prince. Jonathan Militia is going to start us off in row 7 in the 69 thick Viagra Chevrolet Camaro. And I think the lineup just got messed up somehow. I don't know. Keaton Salyers is going to be there. The outside of row 7 is going to be Peyton Howell. Justin Shoup and Jonathan Evans, row 8. Row 9 is Connor Rowe and Jonathan Evans. Kyle Munson and Jacob Delgado is going to be in row number 9. What is going on? Row 10, we have Sean Anderson and Matthew Maglia. Zachary Taylor and Jimmy Ensley is going to be row number 12. Aiden Lunn, Travis Strojny, and it looks like a couple guys who are not even... Oh, they're going to be starting from the pit box. So that's going to be interesting. I'll take this away. As we get set for green flag racing at the Chicago Street Course, the inaugural one for the Gears Cup Series. And I'm happy to be here to bring it to you. Safety car is about ready to dip. As we get set for green flag racing for the Giordano's 44, Elliott Drummond and Colin Weatherholt to lead us down. Green, green, green. Let the games begin. Everybody looks like getting out of there nice and clean. No craziness yet to speak of, and that's great. Very nicely done. Oh, I speak too soon. Jonathan Evans getting a little hot and heavy. Colin Weatherholt going to take that lead in the 02 machine. That Ford Mustang off and away, and it's a rare sighting, folks. But a Ford Mustang is leading the race. Drummond says, not for long. Hold my beverage. Not going to happen this time around. This is a heated battle, and he rear ends him into the turn. Drummond locking it up. Oh, wow. I don't like that camera at all. as they go through the McDonald's Thunderdome. The 0-2 starting off strong. Right on board here with the 9 car of Mr. Michael DeWalt. Oh, Mike DeWalt on board. He has smacked the wall and he has lost the front end, and his drought continues. Let's back it up and see what happened while we have the chance. Here, some people hit the wall. Looks like he had it together. Everything was fine. And then, sweet Jesus, into the barrier. And the 84, ooh, they're lucky nobody else got involved in that. Elliot Drummond, your leader, with Colin Weatherholt, Yahir Rodriguez, Brad Gutierrez, and Skylar Comstock, your top 5 currently. Take a look back at other battles here. This is between Jonathan Militia, Connor Rowe, and Cody Johnson. Johnson running around 7th. This is a battle for 8th, and we have our first caution of the day. Gonna see what else happened here. Currently riding around. I think the caution with Mike DeWalt was it. So they're going to bring us back around, and we're going to re-rack and get back to it. Again, next up is going to be Chicagoland. Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah, wrecking, it happens. It's going to happen, and I do believe, you know, it's going to happen here. It's just part of it. Too many things at once. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Holy dear God. Again, if you haven't heard me say it 50,000 times already, this is the inaugural race here at the Chicago Street Course. We felt like our drivers can handle this. This is something that road course racing, I think, has really excelled in the last season, even. So we brought this in thinking the drivers can handle it. I think they can. I think it's gone well so far. Were we only a few laps in? Sure. Yeah, it's the inaugural one. I can't say nothing but positive things here so far about how this race is going. Is they're going to get double file, get set, and get back to racing, hopefully this time by I can still hold out hope that race control will do that, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, they disappeared between South Michigan and East Balbo and back again. Jay Tracian whoops center a little too hard. Saw that early on. It happens. No big deal. I ain't judging you. But alas, Mike DeWalt's heart has been broken yet again. At least his front bumper. Maybe not his heart. He should be all right. But definitely going to send him back a few simoleons. If you catch my drift. Again, sorry, iRacing seems to be having some issues tonight. Hopefully not all night. Or it's me. I don't frickin' know at this point. Fiber coming in my area soon, and I have been praying to the gods above to get it here as fast as humanly possible. Not sure why that's happening, but hopefully once we go back to green flag racing, that will cease to exist, because that's pretty damn annoying. On board a Mamaglia, guy whose gamer tag back in the day was I Pet My Ducky. And when he joined the league, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was NASCAR Heat 5. One of the best names on the internet for gamer tags. Shout out Matt Maglia. See what we got in the old bank. Looks like we are going to double up and get restarted. Elliott Drummond and Colin Weatherholt will be in row number 1. Row number 2, Yahir Rodriguez and Brad Gutierrez, 2 teammates. Skylar Comstock and Justin Vandermerel in row 3. Row 4 is Cody Johnson and Connor Rowe, with row 5 being Zachary Taylor and Jonathan Militia. I've got fiber optic. It's so good. Yeah, I am jealous. You go to hell. Just kidding. All kidding aside, though. Yeah, there's a place that was around here that offered to put it in. It was supposed to be late last year, so I was really excited. Was telling the crew, like, hey, man, we're going to be able to do so much more with this stream now that we're getting fiber. Hype the crew up. We are all hyped, and it's yeah, I'm told not to drop the F-bomb, so I'm not doing that so much. But they basically said they're not going to do it till the middle of this summer. So it's like, oh my God. Yeah, not a thing you want to hear when you're trying to expand operations. And as we talk about expansion, the Gear Sprocket Series just announced with its inaugural run at Daytona June 3rd. It's an 8-race schedule every other week. It will end shortly before the playoffs begin. I believe that's how it's working out, or close to. Don't quote me on it. I'll be able to get you some information if you're interested in joining the Gears Cup Series, or the Gears Sprocket Series, more or less, to get you some seat time. Couple restrictions on that. You cannot be in the top 20 after the Talladega race May 31st. And you also have to have an I rating less than 2,500. We're looking for guys that are trying to get seat time, getting used to running up near the front, getting used to running near people, and just overall improving upon their racecraft. So we're trying to invest in our drivers a little bit more. As the pace car goes off, and we are all set and ready to go. As I think Elliott Drummond might have jumped there, but we're not gonna get into that because we are not race control. But we are back to green flag racing. Drummond out to a early lead. Let's see what the hell's going on back there. Connor Rowe hitting the wall. Everybody seemingly getting along just fine with Keaton Salyer smacking the wall a little bit there as well. But Drummond on the pole and rocking out there in the first posizione. Again, as I mentioned before, Yahir Rodriguez and Brad Gutierrez, as well as Skylar Comstock, all three are teammates, with the fourth teammate being, let's see, back here, Jacob Delgado in the 33. All very good road racers. Rodriguez Gutierrez racing in full effect here tonight. Man that I haven't mentioned, who's been all over, has to fight from 20th all the way up to 7th, is Peyton Howell, a guy who's our three-time winner. And arguably the best driver in the Gears Cup Series, but he is not doing well right now. Zachary Taylor hitting the wall behind him, but that 77 looks pretty damn crinkly early on. Militia trying to hold off the heat here between Connor Rowe, trying to track down Cody Johnson. Three Chevrolets going at it side by side. Johnson probably not paying them too much attention just yet, but I would if you see that big ass thick 69 machine coming at you. Looks like he is tracking him down. Jonathan Militia, a decent road course driver, as well as Cody Johnson. But like I said, these boys in blue tonight, between Rodriguez and Gutierrez, somebody might get on that podium. Peyton Howell has moved up in the 6th around Justin Vanderbilt in the 54. Looks like he's fallen off just a touch. So hopefully he can make up for it. $13 laps to go. But again, folks, you got to stick around. Yeah, Mike, we know we saw you broke it in your nose. That was pretty damn wild. I'm not going to lie. Did not expect that. Justin Shoup's nose is busted as well. '23 of Alex Tilley. One of the coolest cars on the track. Not a big fan of that color, but he makes that color work. Big shout out to Tilley and his team for an excellent paint scheme this week. My man, Travis Stroney, running around 18th in traffic, going up against Sean Anderson, trying to take over 17th. Going hard in the paint here. Oh, Tilley! That is Alex Tilley. Let's find out what happened on the Gears Instant Replay. And he just locked him up. Locked him up, and that was it. It looks like he's able to get back in line and get back at it, but he fell probably about 6 spots. Looks like Rodriguez in the pit's going to change out the tires. looks like a 1.3 second lead Elliot Drummond has over Colin Weatherholt. Again, Weatherholt, a new driver in our league, but apparently very well respected amongst other drivers in the iRacing community. We're happy to have him. Warm welcome to the Gears Cup Series. And I think it's a good time for a Loose and Loud. For our first Loose and Loud of the evening. And it's sponsored by the man who loves me some me. Yours truly, Terrell Owens. bringing it back here now with 8 laps to go. Elliott Drummond still your leader. Thank you, Terrell Owens. Always a pleasure to have your wonderful presence here again. This is our inaugural Chicago Street Race for the year 2024. Who is going to win that wonderful horseboat prize pack? Again, we have... Oh, doggy! We just saw some shit. Let's see what happened here, folks. Oh, dear Lord. He just lost it. Yep, and then lost his front bumper. A lot of people, no front bumpers. Colin Weatherholt closing the gap on Elliott Drummond. Now to just under a half second with 7 to go. Again, thank you all for watching here this evening as Gears continues to grow. So does this race. I love the Chicago Street Course so far. Has been a great event. I figured the 45 was going to be up front. Didn't know if he would be able to hold it. It's going to be a test. There's still 7 to go. He crossed the line with 6 to go coming up here soon. But you got to think. Is O2 holding on to a little something something? They are racing hard, man. They are aggressive through every turn. Like, I couldn't do that. I'd be locking that shit up. I have a Logitech G920, though, so I'm sure that doesn't help me at all. I want to become a better road course racer. That's one thing I'm actually working on, trying to work on. I love racing. I love racing with all my heart. I want to get better at it. I want to be a better road course, street course racing especially. Almighty Poet with a follow this minute, bringing us up to 364. Thank you so much, Poet, for hanging out with us and giving us a moment of your time to check out the Gears Cup Series. Again, Elliott Drummond, Colin Weatherholt, Brad Gutierrez, Peyton Howell, and Connor Rowe, your top 5. With Cody Johnson, Jonathan Militia, Jacob Delgado, Justin Shoup, and Alex Tilley rounding out your top 10. But I got to give a shout out to my man, Travis Stroney. All over Alex Tilley, who has bumped the wall a couple times here tonight. Tilley's hit the wall. Stroney has struggled, but he started 31st all the way up to 11th. He is our biggest mover of the night. And that 213 Simware Toyota Camry. I love racing very much as well. I am excited to get to more races this year. Almighty Poet, that is awesome. I wish I were you in that case. I really haven't been to too many racetracks in my lifetime. Would love to get to more of them. Oh, wow. Oh, just brushing the wall. Whoever the hell that is. Not sure. Looks like that's the 34, Brandon Meyer, in the Rusty's Towing Chevrolet Camaro, hitting the wall. And Drew's Auto. Started 16th, now up to 13th, having a decent run here tonight. And on his way. We're back up front now with 5 to go. Riding along with Elliott Drummond, your leader, looking to put Josh Cole a lap down, and he will do so. As this battle is now just under a half second at about 0.3. It fluctuates at 0.3 to 0.5. But both drivers are putting it in. Putting in the work. And you see it's a 26-second gap from second to third. Here's the battle for third and fourth. Looks like 2.5 seconds back is Peyton Howell. He's putting everything into it, and Gutierrez locks it up, giving Howell, just handing him a podium spot. This is a battle. Here we go as they cross the start-finish line. Howell is going to take third place away from Gutierrez in a potential podium spot. That was huge right there. And that Asphalt Media 84 Chevrolet Camaro had a great race going for him, locked him up, and Howell cutting it close on the 79 of Zachary Taylor. Taylor almost putting himself and Gutierrez out as well. This has been a great race so far, folks. Drummond and Weatherholt, let's go back live to them. Does Colin Weatherholt in the 0-2 have anything for the 45? Ooh, sliding. Is that 0-2 machine? Oh, smacking the wall. Getting to crunch time, 3 to go. You gotta have it in you. That's what she said. Sand 448. If I'm 0-2, I'm moving Drummond for the win. Considering how good Drummond's season has been, he can afford it if it comes down to it. But I don't think they know that, Sand. I don't think Colin Weatherholt knows a lot about that, and if he does, that would be something to come in here and make a statement like that in your first run. Sand, I think that's something you might do, but I don't think everybody would do in that situation. Call me crazy. Two laps to go here in the Giordano's 44. This has been a fun ride and a good first run at this track. Only one caution. Maybe there should have been two. Who's to say? I don't know. I don't care. I'm glad there is good racing to be had. And take a look at the battle box there. Should have had this up a little earlier, but hey, it's here now. Forget about those buttons you don't press. Personally, I need a win, so if someone who already has one is only the thing keeping me from one, I'm moving them. I mean, I guess you could. But I don't know. I don't know if that would be the right thing to do. But again, each to their own, man. If that's the route you take to get a win, we've seen it. Final lap up ahead right now. We've seen it again. You know, I'm not gonna say that we've never seen things like that. Oh! That's the door that Colin Weatherholt needed. Side by side. snatches it away from Elliott Drummond, who has led nearly the entirety of this race. And Drummond back around, battling for position, for the lead, for the win. It is going to be... Oh, and they both lose it. Drummond off and away. Holt barely getting his shit together. No, not even having it together. Elliott Drummond looks like he's going to walk away the winner here. That is amazing. What a turn of events. He was out of it. Back in it, out of it, back in it. I can't believe it. Your winner of the Giordano's 44 is Elliott Drummond. Win number 2, I believe. Let me double check that because I can never remember anything. Yes, win number 2 on the year for the 45, unofficially speaking. But a wild one at that for Elliott Drummond. Again, well, we're going to have to go back as he's going to celebrate here in a moment. But we have to go back and how that played out. That whole last lap in my mind was just wild. All right. So this is where it gets interesting. Let's run it back. All right, you see it through there. They're doing... It is what it is. You can hear Brandon Meyer up ahead having difficulty. Elliott had to brake fast to avoid the 34, which gave the 0-2 an opportunity. And this is where it got really interesting right here. At this point in the race, these guys are going at it side by side. Really putting it on. And look at that move by Drummond. Drummond all over the nose of the 0-2, putting pressure on. Drummond really has a good way of putting his car in the right position at the right time. And here we go again. This is huge. This is all the drama and pageantry of this race, but Colin Weatherholt, he just locks it up, and you know he locks it up. You see it? He loses it. Drummond went hard as well. They're racing heavy for the win. And that was that. Giving Drummond the win unofficially. Elliott Drummond, Colin Weatherholt, Peyton Howell, Brad Gutierrez, Carter Rowe, your top 5. Cody Johnson, Justin Shoup, Alex Tilley, Travis Stroney, and Sean Anderson rounding out your top 10. Again, if you give us a moment to gather everyone and everything, we'll back it up here for you so you can watch Elliott Drummond celebrate. Here we go. Doing it in slow motion while we get things in motion. Thanks for watching again. Don't go away. The Tropicana 100 is up next at Chicagoland. Stick around. All right, bringing you back here live for the Gears post race show. Again, I am Tom Tori, aka the Horse Boat, hanging out with you, getting ready as they are getting set for Chicagoland. B Gaming says lap cars are like hurdles. Yes, they are. And we came to find out there at the end of the race. We're going to talk about a guy who had to persevere here tonight in the number 77 car of Peyton Howell. Peyton, we saw a big move towards the end of the race where Brad locked him up, basically giving you third place. Give us here a brief moment. I mean, you did, like you said in the chat, you did what you didn't want to do in qualifying. And then that ultimately led you having to go through it. Describe your night in 30 seconds or less, how that went.
So lap one, turn one over the bridge. I locked up. Knocked the left front end. Got 8 minutes of damage. My steering was at 9 o'clock down the straightaways to the left, and then I did it about 6 laps later, and not made it even worse. Luckily I didn't get a meatball.
Yeah.
And I had like no speed. It was really tough getting through the field. But it was a lot of fun. That was still a lot of fun. I wish I could have got a Q lap to go brawl with Colin and Elliot, but yeah, that's fun.
Anybody you want to give a brief shout out to?
Yeah. Adrenaline Captures, Premier Racing Setup, Smart Sports, Nerditudes, Simrap Market, Race Stop Suicide, Razor, Blading for the Paint. I think he'll be racing Chicagoland, so we'll see.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Peyton, for hanging out with us, and we'll see you at Chicagoland momentarily.
Yep, thank you.
Next up, I have a guy who finished second. Looks like he was going to win the race for a brief moment, and just a lot of intensity, a lot of action, a lot of passion on the track. Colin Weatherholt is with us here in the 0-2 machine. First of all, Colin, welcome to the Gears Cup Series. I hope you enjoyed this race. And again, give us a brief description of how your night went.
Yeah, kind of did what I didn't want to do halfway in qualifying, just like Peyton. I got one lap in and looked at the lap time as it came up and then overshot my entry into turn one, starting lap two. So ended up just starting second there. I think I could have gone a little faster on lap two, but Elliot probably could have too. I think he did the same thing. So, but yeah, race went well. I kept the bumpers on it for the most part until right there at the very end, battling for the win. So I'd say it worked out.
Well, I mean, you were highly anticipated when they came in. You are very well respected within the community. Again, thank you for coming out here and joining our league. We're happy to have you. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just actually shout out to Kyle Munson. He invited me into this league over on Facebook and brought me in here. And then Jake Hall wanted to team up and run together, so we ran a little practice today, and hopefully we can get some more speed out of it and go win a couple.
Hell yeah. Well, if you are racing Chicagoland, we'll see you over there. And again, thank you for joining us, man.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll see you over there.
Right on. And that was Colin Weatherholt finishing second in that 0-2 machine. And now we have our winner, number 45, Elliot Drummond. Drummond had a long, hard road up near the front. Almost a 20-second lead between first and third. Elliot, how's it going? How you feeling?
Wow. Wow, that's all I can say. Is that race was so weird. Like not cold. Colin got past me at the very start, and I got back past him, and Yellow came out, and from there, man, it was like the Wizard of Oz. You never know what was gonna happen. I thought it looked like for a second I was driving away, and then lap 8 I careened it into the wall, and it gave me like some wheel damage. And then Colin closes back up, and I just have to fight it for as many laps as possible. And the lap cars, man.
Yeah.
But the lap cars were bad.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be in the post race now.
Well, you guys got to slow the hell down. I don't understand.
Yeah, on the last lap coming out of turn 2, there was a car stop.
I saw that. We saw that, and you had to hit the brakes, or you were going to rear end him and put him around and screw your whole race up. And it really did. It opened the door for Colin to really take over the lead.
Yeah, he got it, and then he made a minimal mistake. Did that corner coming onto that main straight right there. And I was able to crossed back under him. And then, man, we just sent it as hard as we could into that. I don't know what corner. Like, it's the Noah Gregson corner, I like to call it.
Yeah, that was it. We're
I,
watching it actually as you're speaking
I,
about it right now.
I slammed the wall. He spun out. It just reminded me of, what's it called? Chicagoland 2018, just on our road course.
Well, it's the closest a Ford has ever come to winning a road course race or a race of any event here this season for the Gears Cup Series. Congratulations on win number 2. Again, you're already in the playoffs once you meet the minimum requirement of races made. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Um, I don't got much to say. All I know is that it's me and my girlfriend's 1 month tomorrow, so I guess that's a little consolation. And Happy Mother's Day to all.
Young mothers, old mothers, all mothers alike. Elliot Drummond has wished them a happy Mother's Day. And, well, you can celebrate it a little early, but we'll see you back for the Tropicana 100.
Maybe. Chicagoland is not my best track. So.
Well, I guess you may not see him go back to back, but again, thank you for coming on the show and being a part of it.
All right, thank you, man.
You're welcome. Again, keep it here. We are going to get set to go green flag racer, go qualifying for Chicagoland and the Tropicana 100 here up next. We're going to keep it live, and we probably are just going to go back to the pre-race show. Boom. Just as easy enough. Back to the pre-race show for the Tropicana 100. Again, this is going to be 80 laps. Let me pull up the information that I need. So it's going to be 80 laps, no stages, no fast repairs. You have 3 tire sets, the one you come with and the 2 sets behind the wall. Max fuel capacity is 70%, and manual cautions called by race control. No auto cautions. Matt Albert is on the call here tonight. Again, it's going to be a night race with the Chicagoland being the setup. An initial start is going to be on the green lights, but also then subsequent restarts are going to be in the restart zone. And let's wrap up, if I may be so bold, let's wrap up Chicago Street Course as a whole. That was a damn good race. For the first race of the year, that was a damn good race. Now I'm going to bring it back to one more incident that I think I saw here towards the end of the race. I'm going to back it up and see if I can find it. We'll sit here and go through it live. Yeah, it's exactly what happened. So we'll bring it back here. He sent it and then ate shit against the wall. So Jonathan Militia's dad, hope you're proud. He loves BBWs. Read into that what you will. But yeah, just thought I would point that out here before we moved along. Again, we're going to take a moment to get things together, get it going back on again. You see me looking at many different screens. I got 3 screens I go with here, and it is a doozy of a time. But we will get back into the swing of things in a moment. Get up, stretch out, grab a beverage, and get ready for the Tropicana 100. We are happy to bring that to you. Again, Elliot Drummond, the first winner of a horse boat prize pack. And who's going to win the next one? Find out here in just a few moments. The Tropicana 100 qualifying coming up here shortly. Don't go away. Up next is the Tropicana 100 here on Casa de la Horseboat. Again, 80 laps of action coming up here shortly. They are just working on getting the session up now. Practice just about underway for Chicagoland. Going to be starting up here shortly. Stick around for the Tropicana 100 and the second part of the Gears Cup Series doubleheader at Chicago. Do apologize, folks, for the delay. Had some trouble with the first session, so they just got it fixed. It's launching currently. Just waiting on iRacing to make it happen. Again, Tropicana 100 action going to be underway here shortly. Again, practice to begin and then the race to follow.
Tall enough to stand up to God. Who's the right woman? Throw up one hand and wave it now. I'm taking you down.
And we are back getting ready for the race. Again, it's going to be a 10-minute practice. It's going to be a shortened practice, which I'm thankful for, so I don't have to stall anymore. But here we are. It is nighttime. It is time for the big action to come out. The road course was good. 20 lap run. It's going to be hard to top the last lap of that race. Great conclusion there. But we are back live, and you are witnessing practices. They only have about 10 minutes to get some practice in. See if we can get you down here in the start-finish line. Again, it is a night race. Hopefully these guys will get a little more grippy, as it were. But again, if you were not joining us, an epic last lap finish between Colin Weatherholt and Elliott Drummond. Elliott Drummond ultimately winning, but it could have gone either way. Lap traffic was an issue, but it was just a crazy action. Only one caution. It was a great race overall for the inaugural run at the Chicago Street Course. Ultimately, Elliott Drummond, your winner, with Colin Weatherholt in second. Peyton Howell finishing in third. Wu-Tan, resubscribed for a month at Tier 1. They've been subscribed for 3 months. That is fantastico. Thank you very much for that, Wu-Tan. You are the best. Sad to be missing. Who got the street course? Elliott Drummond won the street course. It was a great race. Only one caution out of the 20 laps. Mike DeWalt again hitting some bad luck. A little bit of a rough patch here, but again, it's early enough in the season where they can easily rebound. But ultimately, tonight would be a good time to do it. Again, thank you for the resubscription. I appreciate that. And again, if you have a sub or Prime, if you have Prime, you automatically get a sub to give every month. So if you don't have it, I guess it's ad-free viewing. So you don't have to pay attention to those ads that are mandatory. Again, we try to give you the smallest amount that we can possible. But it would be ad-free viewing. I think I put that up to offer. So think about that as we get ready to go. Again, 80 laps. I'll just go over it again while we're sitting here together waiting for this race to begin. I think this will be a full field. We will get nearly a full field for this one. Again, 80 laps. You have 3 tire sets, so that's the set that you come in on, and then the 2 that are over the wall waiting for you. Max fuel capacity is 70%, and on race control tonight is Matt Albert. And I do believe he'll have Nate Williams in the booth as well. Again, the first race was a good one. We'll see if the second one can top it. As you're here in the Gears Racing League pre-race show, sponsored by myself, the horse boat for both these races. Horse boat prize packs. A couple of t-shirts, sticker pack. Got a nice little Gears coaster I'm getting here, sent here soon. It's going to be awesome. Classic die-cast. I got a bunch sitting in the closet. Got to get rid of them or my wife will kill me. Not literally, of course. But she would like to see them gone. An old man with old toys. But I digress. Sean Anderson, the quickest in practice so far. Again, if you're a driver lurking, if you're just hanging out, we appreciate all the love. Travis Stroney in the Stroh's car. That is a beautiful car. Let's get a little bit closer if we can. That is a nice ride. Kyle Munson in the 40 machine. We got a lot of racing left to go, so don't go away, folks. Looks like Robert Fitzpatrick in the 12 out here in the body armor machine getting ready to go. Again, got a late start for practice. Unfortunately, really did not go very well. We had a little malfunction, but our admin team are good. They're great. They were able to get that turnaround pretty quickly. Usually it takes longer to get stuff like that set up, but we do have an apt crew at the helm. Again, practice is just about ready to wrap up, and we'll get to gears qualifying for the Tropicana 100. Again, if you're hanging out with us, thank you so much. And we will get ready to go here shortly. We are set and ready to rumble for qualifying. Let's see who we can get first for this event. I call it an event because it's always fun to watch guys get put on the spot right away for qualifying. Let's ride along with somebody who we haven't hung out with in quite some time. We're going to go with Paul Wilkins. Actually, no. Let's go with the 448 of Tristan Acevedo. Mr. Acevedo in 44 did not do the Chicago Street Course, I don't believe. If he did, I don't remember. But he is going to start his time here at Chicagoland. On the backstretch, that Red's Apple Ale 448. Lap number one, Tristan Acevedo with a 30.82, putting him 10th best, for now. Let's see what lap two brings. Yeah, those names in the tower jumping all over. We're just not going to mess with that. And Acevedo, 30.38, good enough for 7th so far. Sean Anderson with a 30.11, your best. Let's see what we got going on here. It looks like some technical issues already again on my end. But you gotta love these technical services you get. There we go. Now we're back to normal. Thank goodness for that. That was an easy enough fix. That didn't make me want to chop my face off. Sean Anderson, Jonathan Evans, Payne Howell, Justin Shoup, Keaton Salyers, your top five with Yahir Rodriguez, Jake Hall, Colin Weatherholt, Alex Tilley, and Chris Parkman rounding out your top 10 in qualifying. Let's see if that helps. Yes, it fixed the tree. Sweet Jesus, it works. All right. Should be a banger tonight. Yes, yes, indeed. It should be. Hopefully you can get past some of your bad luck and get back up near the front. Let's see. Justin Vanderell, good enough for 23rd so far with a 30-40. Looks like he might have hit the wall there, not sure. It looks like so far 36 cars for the show. Looks like everybody will make the race. That joins. He's up to 24th. Let's see what his second lap will be. And looks like almost identical to a 30-40. Yeah, 30-40, same lap. All right, looks like everybody is done qualifying. Sean Anderson looks like to be your pole sitter with Jonathan Evans to the outside of him. Elliott Drummond and Peyton Howell, the gruesome twosome in row 2. Justin Shoup, Keaton Salyers, Yahir Rodriguez, Jake Hall, Colin Weatherholt, and Alex Tilley rounding out your top 10. This is going to be crazy. So we're getting ready for a warm-up. As we transition into that, we'll let them go and do that. Again, talking about Chicago Street Course for our first race for the inaugural run was awesome. I will stand on that hill. It was a great race. And one that I hope we bring back next year. Chicago Street Course was awesome. I loved it. We're going to give you a warm-up, loose and loud, as we get ready to go 80 laps at Chicagoland. All right, we are set and ready to go. Getting ready for the Tropicana 100. Let's go. I am ready to rock and roll. I hope you are as well. Let's see if we get a pick for tonight's race. If anybody's out there, again, whether you're lurking or twerking, we appreciate all the love and support that we get from you. All right, here we go. And I'll go through this as they get ready to go green. We'll let you guys get a peek on where your favorite driver is going to be. Bring it back here. Run down that list very quickly, but then I'll read them off as well. Again, I hope you're having a good Friday night, a safe one. And with family or friends, enjoying tonight. It's May. It's beautiful. It's spring. I cannot complain. Again, I don't know if they're having a little meeting, this little pre-race meeting, which they usually do. And I don't blame them, just to get things under control. But again, road course race was a really, really good one. But let's get this underway. So your pole sitter here for tonight's race is going to be the 13 of Sean Anderson, excuse me. Outside of him is going to be the 26 of Jonathan Evans. Inside, row number 2 is going to be Elliott Drummond. On the outside of him is going to be Peyton Howell of the 77. Keaton Salyers and Justin Shoup going to be in row 3. Jake Hall and Yadhir Rodriguez in row 4. In row 5, you have Colin Weatherholt and Alex Tilley. Chris Parkman in the 15 and the 34, the outside of him, and Brandon Meyer for row 6. Row 7 is going to be Jonathan Militia and the 21 of Travis Stroney. Row 8 is going to have Trey Holmes and the 3 of the Goodrich Series plus Aiden Lunn. In row 9, we have Cody Johnson, the outside of him, and Matt Maglia. Nathan Williams and Perrin Huggins in row 10. Row 11, you have Paul Wilkins and Tristan Acevedo, Brad Gutierrez, Justin Vanderbilt. Row 12, row 13 is Skylar Comstock, Jacob Delgado, Connor Rowe, Floyd Stewart, Mike DeWalt. The list goes on and on and on. We're not going to worry about it because we got green flag racing underway at Chicagoland. Thought I had more time, damn. Oh, Shoup! Causing some checkups there along the backstretch. Hopefully everybody's good. They are not. And it looks like we might have an early caution possibly. Yes, there is Tristan Acevedo as well on the struggle bus. Let's back it up here with the Gears Cup Series Instant Replay powered by me and yourmom.com. Let's go to Justin Shoup and see what happened just off the jump. Just playing it full time here as they get going. Rodriguez all over that back bumper. He might have just not have gone, it looks like. Rodriguez goes the inside, makes it 3 wide early. Looks like net code. A little bit of net code in my mind. Keeps it together, but Stroney kind of bumps him, puts him out. And then the chaos ensues with Acevedo. Let's see what happened to Acevedo here. 3 wide, 3 wide. Yeah, just checking up. Just got caught up with the 97 and whoever was behind him who hit him. Let's see. I didn't see it. Yeah, 97, and then it looks like the 88 of Andrew Allen putting them out. So it happens. It's racing. They're getting back at it on the oval. So caution number 1. We are through it now. Hopefully we'll be able to get right back at it. Again, I hope you're strapped in for this one. Almost 10 o'clock on the eastern seaboard. On a beautiful Friday evening. Hopefully it's beautiful where you are. If you're just joining us, we are in the second half here of our Chicago doubleheader. First race winner, Elliott Drummond, of the Chicago Street Course inaugural race, winner of Horseboat Prize Pack number 1. Now moving on to the Tropicana 100 from the Giordano's 44 for this next Horseboat Prize Pack. Again, points on the line here tonight as well. That's more important than the prize packs. But Sean Anderson and Jonathan Evans starting off in row 1 with Peyton Howell and Elliott Drummond in row 2. Keaton Salyers and Yahir Rodriguez in row 3. Row 4 is going to be Jake Hall and Colin Weatherholt. Chris Parkman and Jonathan Militia are rounding out your top 10. And in row 5, row 6 is Brandon Meyer and Alex Tilley. Row 7, Cody Johnson and Matthew Maglia. Row 8 is going to be Jacob Delgado and Nate the Great Williams, racing with, I think, a torn ligament in his toe. Can't believe he's out here in that old Smoky 17, but he is doing it. Jacob Delgado and Perrin Huggins, Paul Wilkins, and Josh Cole. Row 19, row 20, row 18, 19th, and the 20th, rounding out your top 20, Brad Gutierrez. Back up here as we will get set. Pace car lights are off. Getting back to Gears Cup Series green flag racing. Again, restart zone. And he basically waited for the lights on that one. It looks like we are back at it. I'm interested to see on longer runs how these next-gen Cup cars run. As far as people taking the high line, I've noticed that's been the lane of choice in practice, but not the case so far. Oh, shoot! Trouble early for Weatherholt. Dropping like a hot rock. Hopefully he get it together, but you know he's got to be damaged. That was a hard hit to the wall. And anybody who's behind him now is going to suffer the consequence of maybe being held up if he can't keep it together. Battles all over the track now. Wilkins leaving the door open. Two teammates almost getting into it back there. Right next to Weatherholt as that's 3 wide. Let's stick with them to see what happens here. That wasn't Weatherholt, excuse me, that was Zachary Taylor almost getting a raw end of the deal. Everybody kind of calming down. Hopefully, looks like they're settling in. Mike DeWalt running around in 18th in that DeWalt 100 years number 9 machine. Doing all he can to keep his nose clean this race. He needs a good finish. About a second off the pace. Sean Anderson again, your leader and out in front. Brandon Meyer moves to the inside looking to take the lead. And he will get it, and he will get it easy. Do believe the 34's first lead laps of 2024. I may be wrong, but I'll be so bold as to possibly make that statement. I might take it back later and eat my words. But look at this battle for third on back. Salyers in the 19 Bass Pro Shops Club Toyota Camry looking slick in fourth. Drummond to the inside for fourth. And look who's there. The man with the most galactic looking car. Very thick. And ready to pick up his first win of the year. Jonathan Militia, 2024 best so far, up there in 6th. But look at Brandon Meyer. He has just checked out on the field. Nearly putting a second on the field. Look at all these lane choices these guys are making. Now, talking with some of the drivers in the garage this week, a lot of people emphasize caution and a little bit of restraint sometimes when you're making your moves. Sometimes it's not the right time at lap 12 to maybe send it 4 wide for 14th place. Like, people have to consider where they are in that point of time and whether or not is it worth the move if you make a mistake, or better yet, something out of your control. The driver that you're trying to pass makes a mistake, wasn't prepared that somebody was going to be that aggressive. You can go either way, have a debate over it, but at the end of the day, it's poor decision making to try to really go for it. Unless you're clearly faster than them and to make a move, that's one thing. But if you're sitting there trying to waste both of your tires, really isn't worth it to either of you to go hard in the paint. Andrew Allen making 3 wide, making the pass through Paul Wilkins to the inside of Connor Rowe in the 5. Has his eyes set on going after Cody Johnson. Again, this is for 14. And not to say that it doesn't happen and people are successful. As we look up here, so these guys do it. I mean, it happens all the time, right? But it's knowing where you are, who you're racing with, and how much they can handle. And that's having respect for one another on the track. And we've really started to emphasize that. Oh, and Jake Hall and Perrin Huggins bang doors. Looks like they're going to be okay. Brandon Meyer out to a 2.7 second lead between 1st and 7th place. Biggest mover so far is the number 9 of Mike DeWalt. Can start at 30th, now up to 12th and battling. He sees a lot of traffic in front of him, as he's got 2 teammates there. Rodriguez Gutierrez, 2 team owners of their motorsports outfit, 4 driver clubs. See somebody scrape the wall there as we are riding on board with Mike DeWalt, looking to the inside of Rodriguez. Huggins high and outside. Beautiful shot here of Chicago land. Ooh, Andrew Allen all over that. He has been a man on a mission. Started 31st now. Your biggest mover up at 11 and scrapes the wall ever so gently. Like a really good first date. You have to be happy with the performance if you're a team owner. Flat out if you're a driver. Seeing these long green flag runs. Letting strategy do its part. Again, that's one thing that we don't do here anymore in the Gears Cup Series. We don't have stages. That was voted down by the drivers. As admins broadcasting, I could go either way. I'm old school. I'm from the 90s and early 2000s. We didn't have stages. If it went green the entire way, it went green the entire way. You were just good with that. And that's really where the best strategy comes into play in my mind. Oh my goodness, this is aggressive right here. We're going to stay right here. This is a battle for about 6th all the way on back to about 10th or 11th. Again, this is risk versus reward right here. You have no fast repairs. DeWalt to the inside, trying to get round the team of Rodriguez Gutierrez Motorsports. Right behind him is fellow Rocket Racing teammate Connor Rowe in the 5. Again, the 9 and the 5 on the same team, Farfa, same team. Connor Rowe, again, currently 3rd in points. I'm not sure how that shook up as far as the points because we didn't do them right away here after this race, after the first race. But I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of a shake-up and maybe some sticker shock. Brandon Meyer now with a 2-second gap on the rest of the field. Jonathan Militia in 2nd, that Viagra thick BBW machine. I think that says I love big bell weights. I'm not sure. I think that's what it means. I'm not sure. Somebody clarify in the chat. But he is in 2nd right now. Keaton Salyers, it reminds me of old Keat 5 days right here. Militia and Salyers in 2nd and 3rd with Sean Anderson, Perrin, Huggins. And then you have Elliott Drummond and Peyton Howell. Let's see this battle here. Looks like for 4th. P. Huggies, I didn't see him in the last race. Maybe he was. I don't know. Some of the guys did not choose to race that road course, and honestly, all props to them for not doing that. Some people don't. It's just not a thing they like to do. Oh, we got action! We have a caution. It just got real fast between Jake Hall and Yahir Rodriguez. Let's see if Jonathan Evans played a role in this at all. Playing it back in real time now. And, oh, again. Oh, and he just got finished. Boom, ass end into the wall. Jake Hall. Hopefully, oh, Jesus. The 97 of Floyd Stewart getting taken to the cleaners. Somebody call him an Uber. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's ride on board with the 98 and see if that was net code or if that was real contact. Ew, that doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Not great. Let's see. Ooh, perfect. Here we go. We're going to go super slow-mo. I mean, I would consider that contact, wouldn't you? Not sure, and I don't think that was on purpose by any means, a racing deal. But again, risk versus reward screwed both those guys, bringing out the 2nd caution of the night. Jake Hall behind the wall in the garage. We have pitting happening now. Again, this is the 2nd caution of the night. Love that 22 Caterpillar machine. Good throwback. He's supposed to be the 00. What the hell, Matt Maglia. He's supposed to be the 00, but he's the 22 tonight. And that's the 22 on Pit Road. There he is, right there. So that's going to be a conversation for later, but all right, not a big deal. We don't try to, you know, shame people for doing that, but we do encourage them to use your right damn number. That's why you picked it. But it looks like Sean Anderson and Perrin Huggins going to be on your front row when we go back to Green Flag Racing here shortly. Looks like they're going to go around at least 2 more times. Again, next week is going to be a big race. The Coke 300, May 17th. Again, stream starts up about 7:45 Eastern, with the show beginning about 5 minutes to 8 p.m. Eastern. Coke 300 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, 200 laps. Again, no stages. It's going to be an awesome race. An important one for some of these guys and gals as we get closer towards the mid-season. And again, I can't believe it. We're at, we have 33 races, so we split it into thirds. And so we are really at the first leg of the season. And again, everybody's done a great job. We've had some ups and downs with the season, but overall the season has gone really fantastic. We've got a lot of good drivers in this field. And it just keeps growing. J.H. Racing, man, was I correct? I had someone peeking on the inside. We kind of just ran out of room. Hate that for me and you hear, yeah, Jake, it was, again, risk versus reward in that area. And unfortunately, bad stuff happened. Again, stuff it's a racing thing. Unfortunately, just a racing thing. Hate that for you both. Sean Anderson and Perrin Huggins going to be row 1 with Cody Johnson and Keaton Salyers in row 2. Row 3, Brandon Meyer and Elliott Drummond. Row 4, Peyton Howell and Jonathan Militia, with row 5 being Mike DeWalt and Brad Gutierrez. Mike DeWalt, a big benefactor from pit lane. Looks like he gained a few positions, cracking the top 10. Again, a couple guys here from last week not here because of suspension. We won't get into that anything further than that. But it was crazy last week. Crazy fun at Phoenix with the University of Karen of Phoenix, where you can be the bitch you've always wanted to be. Again, pace car lights are off. We are going to get right back at it. Green flag racing from the Tropicana 100 at Chicagoland. 27 laps of 80 in the bank. And I hope it's not to spank. Anderson, Huggins, Johnson, Meyer, and Salyers, with Drummond trying to take advantage on the inside. Official Exotic says, go Jimmy. Jimmy Ensley back in 30th, but he's still chugging along. Anderson, that front group here getting challenged. They're 3 wide in the middle. Looks like Howell is going to give a fellow manufacturer a bump towards the front, pushing Salyers basically up into 4th place in front of Brandon Meyer. Cody Johnson is your leader, the 2023 champion, back out in front in that 08 machine. Sean Anderson and Perrin Huggins, those 3 race together quite a bit. The front that you are seeing currently. You can see them in the McConey Shop C-Fixed truck races that premiere Thursday nights. With our pal Brayton Laster, they do a good job. And they always seem to be racing in that shit, so that's awesome that they go out there and... Whoa, we see some action. Elliott Drummond goes for a spin. And it looks like green. We're going to keep it green, I think. Let's see what happened here in real time. Comes up, and wow. We'll look at it one more time, and we'll catch back up with what's going on. Something happened there. Not sure, but he just lost it. But they're keeping it green. Huggins to the outside. Your potential new leader, but Brandon Meyer going for it. Chevrolet's dominating the top 5. Give that lap to Meyer. Got that inside line working for him. We have 31 laps of 80 in the books. This has been an exciting extravaganza, to say the least. Chicago has treated the Gears Cup Series very well. Brandon Meyer, Perrin Huggins, Cody Johnson, and Keaton Salyers. Jonathan Militia, your top 5. And here's a battle right now for 9th place between Mike DeWalt, Connor Rowe, and Peyton Howell. 79, Zach Taylor slamming the door on DeWalt. DeWalt moving up to the high side behind Howell. That's a good person to trust. Situations like those. Again, we see battles, little battles all over the track. Here's a battle for 3rd place between Salyers and Johnson. 2022 champion in the 19 car, and the 08, the 23 champion. Two guys that have worked very hard and understand what it takes to win a championship. As they continue the quest for title number 2. Again, Brandon Meyer putting on a show. He's out in front in that 34 Horizon machine. Doing his team a service. And it looks like nobody's got anything for him right now. Battles aplenty all over the track. See a battle between Connor Rowe and Chris Parkman. But this one looks a little bit more appealing up here between Mike DeWalt and Peyton Howell. Zachary Taylor trying to put his 2 cents in there as well. This is a battle for 8th place. To the inside, looks like Howell's just going to let him have it. Slides down in front of Taylor. Maybe try to do a little bit of a crossover. Chicagoland not. Wow, the 77 just cut in front of the 79, shutting that door. My favorite NASCAR driver growing up was Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt Sr. Big fan of Senior, but I was also a big Jeff Burton fan. I love the 99 Exide machine. Always stuck with me throughout the years. Oh, Peyton Howell hit the wall. Sorry if I didn't see that until late. Meyer, Johnson, Huggins, Salyers, and Militia. Your top 5. You see them all right there in frame. Also growing up was Alan Kowicki fan. Also Davey Allison. Haviland machine. That 28 machine was hot. Loved it. Very good driver. That was kind of my era. I used to watch it a lot with my dad. One of the few things that we would connect on. We had a little Dale Earnhardt shrine with die-cast cars and collectible items and all that crazy stuff. He still has it all. It's fucking wild. Brandon Meyer, Cody Johnson, Perrin Huggins, Keaton Salyers, Jonathan Militia in your top 5 with Brad Gutierrez, Mike DeWalt, Zachary Taylor, Peyton Howell, and Sean Anderson rounding out your top 10. Take a look back here. It is getting real as it gets mid-back. I did a giant presentation of Dale Earnhardt when I was in school for a younger project. That is awesome. One thing to know about him, he was a man of his word. Apparently, he always liked messing with Rusty Wallace. messing with a lot of other people. Read his story about Andretti and how Andretti and Earnhardt raced in the IROC series years ago. And Earnhardt was already all over Andretti about maybe making the jump to NASCAR. And Andretti thought about it for a long time, and every time that they would meet up or see each other, he would always say, you know, and I think a lot of people were thinking that was going to be the formation of DEI with Andretti being on that team. And it was always a thing up until I think it was a couple weeks before the end of the IROC series, 2 weeks before, 2 races before the IROC series were to end, John Andretti accidentally took out Dale Earnhardt in a race, and that was it. Like, Earnhardt did not speak to him after that or mention racing in NASCAR. So that kind of dream kind of died after Andretti accidentally taking Dale Earnhardt out in an IROC Series race. Johnson, your leader, and out in front of Aaron Huggins and Brandon Meyer. Brandon Meyer, I believe, losing a little bit of steam, or maybe conserving tire. We will see. Jonathan Militia making that push for the outside with Keaton Salyers right behind him. We are more than halfway home, 45 laps in. Again, if you're joining us, thank you. I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horse Boat. Appreciate having you on and in the stream. Right now, you're watching a battle for the top 5 here in the MeetYourMom.com drone cam. And this would be a good time for another Loose and Loud, don't you think? Let's do it. And again, courtesy of my main man, Terrell Owens. Bringing you back in now as we have 25 laps to go. Again, this is race 11 of 33, Tropicana 100. And as I mentioned, 25 laps to go. You saw people making pit stops, maybe short pitting. I'm not sure if they're going to have to pit again. I'm not sure what the fuel mileage situation is like. I did not practice here this week, unfortunately. But it must be something because there's some guys that are pitting. Looks like DeWalt has pitted as well. Some of these guys have not here up front. And that would be Gutierrez and Saliers and Anderson. Looks like Anderson going to pull off now. See if he slows down. Looks like he does. Barely, but does. Good for him. These guys are going to try to stick it out. Again, it behoove them to pit here soon. But maybe they're hoping for somebody to make a mistake, and that's very well could be. About 6 seconds back is third place of Josh Cole in that 22 Toyota Camry in that 213 Simware race machine behind him. The 23 of Alex Tilley in that body armor 23. And Camrys and Chevys, the more dominant car here in this series. Fords, not so much. Again, tonight looks like we have 6 Fords in the field. To 9 Toyotas, and the rest of them are Chevrolets. Looks like Gutierrez is going to pit. That means Josh Cole is going to inherit the lead with 21 to go. Makes you wonder how much he has in the tank. Again, Tilley and Cole teammates, as well as Stroney. Stroney in third there. Looks like teammates trying to do the right thing. Biggest mover here so far of the night is Josh Cole. And Jimmy Inslee sighting. Started 36, now has moved up into 6th after all is said and done. Doesn't look like he's pitted yet. Maybe he has, I am not sure. But he's going to move himself up into 3rd. And his best run so far of 2024. Josh Cole still your leader. Behind him is Andrew Allen in that Boston Bruins 88 machine. Started 31st, has climbed all the way up into 2nd. 33rd, Josh Cole now up into 1st. 32 positions from where he began. Again, the Coke 200 is next week. Can't wait for that. Excuse me, Coke 300. What the hell am I talking about? Coke 300. With 20 laps to go. 19, excuse me. I can't even tell what lap we're on anymore. I haven't had anything to drink tonight. Jacob Delgado in that 33 car in 7th, having a decent run. Keaton Salyers out of the pits and on his way. In 8th, Sean Anderson in 9th. Evans in 10th. Zachary Taylor having a decent run, the 79 right now in 11th. Started 32nd. Has moved his way up into 11th. Again, some of these guys haven't pitted. Jacob Delgado, one of those guys. Josh Cole, one of those guys. Makes you wonder how long Cole can stay out. And I think some of these guys are hoping for a mistake here, but I don't think there's going to be one. Everybody's pretty much spread out with all things considered. Little mini battles happening all over the track. Like Brent, this is for position right here between Johnson, Meyer, and Huggins. This is a battle for 4th. Josh Cole has about an 18-second gap between 1st and 4th. Again, the closing laps of this one. Both races tonight have gone really, really well. Making a pleasurable start here. Solid race at Phoenix, followed up by 2 decent races here in Chicago. Couldn't ask for anything else heading into Charlotte. Oh, we got action between Meyer and Huggins. That might have broke a toe link. That's not good for either driver. Looks like minimal damage done. We'll see if Meyer is going to hang on here. But that definitely is going to affect his race car. Battle here for 8th place between Jacob Delgado and Sean Anderson. Keaton Salyers just ahead of them. This is all for position. Zachary Taylor, Jonathan Militia. These two are battling for the position for 11th. Again, Mike DeWalt out there with the front end this race. That is a plus for him. His night has gone pretty well considering. Jonathan Militia as well. He's got a couple DNFs this year. 69 machine looking gorgeous and bouncing back. See the battle here as he goes to the inside of the 69. And 13 laps to go. Everybody's starting to put it together. And a rebound from the spin out early. Elliott Drummond bouncing back all the way to 11th. Again, really didn't damage his car. Just spun himself around. Justin Vandermerel in the 54 in 15th. Having a solid night. Skylar Comstock in the 28th. Doing good as well. Nate Williams still out there in the 17 machine with that toe injury. Running around in 22nd. I don't care who you are. That has got to be a very painful experience. But the commitment to racing is paramount and bar none out of Mr. Williams. Jimmy Ensley now in 23rd. Battling. Trying. He's a lap down. Guy who I haven't spoken of all night long, DeBoyne Valentine having a quiet night, running around in 25th. Justin Shoup in 26th. Connor Rowe in 27th. Peyton Howell, 28th. Okay, Cody Johnson having about a second lead on Perrin with 10 to go. Who will be the Tropicana 100 winner? And following the race, we will have post-race interviews, and we'll tee it up for the Coke 300 next week and set you off into the weekend right. Again, if you're hanging out, I am the Horseboat, a.k.a. Tom Torrey, welcoming you and thanking you for watching a Gears Racing League presentation here. This is the Gears Cup Series. Again, next up, we have the Gears Sprocket Series premiering June 3rd at Daytona. Again, that's designed for drivers who need the seat time, that aren't in the top 20 in points, and do not have a I rating higher than 2,500. Gone back and forth, debated on that for a little while, what that should be and what it means. And unfortunately, I've been picked as one of the admins to run that series, so that'll be fun to go through and learn together. We're going to see about broadcasting the series. Is going to be on Monday nights. See about getting that broadcasted for you. I probably will not do that. But we might have somebody in our midst that might be able to help us with that. So stay tuned. And again, we'll start plugging that as soon as we have confirmation of that. Cody Johnson, Perrin Huggins, Keaton Salyers, Sean Anderson, Brandon Meyer, your top 5, with Jonathan Evans, Zachary Taylor, Mike DeWalt, Jonathan Militia, and Elliott Drummond rounding out your top 10. 7 laps to go. Keaton Salyers now making a push. Right on board. the 2022 Gears Cup Series champion. Keaton is closing the gap and rather quickly on the 2023 Gears Cup Series champion. Again, both men having a solid run. Cody Johnson started 17th, has worked his way up to the front. Had a good car all night long. Keaton Salyers qualified great in 6th. And is running around, hopefully, for his best finish of the season. 5 laps to go, 4 laps to go. And he is chipping away on that lead. Let's back out here with our drone cam just to kind of give you an idea of where we're at. It's about a second that separates these two gentlemen. With all things considered, this has been a wild, wild ride. Cody Johnson, not a man to be messed with. Looking for win number 1 on the year with 3 laps to go. Can he do it? Historically, I think he would be able to do that, but he is doing strategy. I know it. He's a strategic guy. He knows what he's doing. 2 laps to go. He's got Salyers on the doorstep. Closing in ever so gently now underneath. Now a half second. I don't think Keaton will have enough. And he's getting held up here by Allen. Maybe he's just trying to catch his draft. White flag coming out for the Tropicana 100. Again, Johnson out to a good lead, but closing the door fast is Salyers. Is he going to have anything for him? Lap traffic really coming into play here. Gonna go low one more time. Salyers giving it all he has, but your winner of the Tropicana 100 is Cody Johnson. He is your unofficial Tropicana 100 winner. Keaton Salyers, Sean Anderson, Barron Huggins, Zachary Taylor, Jonathan Evans, Brandon Meyer, Mike DeWalt, Alex Tilley, and Elliot Drummond. Your top 10. And that was a good finish. I thought for a second, maybe, just maybe, Keaton would have something for him. And the two champions really did put on a good show towards the end there. They made it interesting. At least Keaton made it interesting. And Johnson really took care of his car and needed to capitalize on it. And he did so when he needed it the most. We'll be right back in just a few moments with some post-race interviews. We are back with the Gears Racing League post-race show for the Gears Cup Series doubleheader at Chicago for the Tropicana 100, where the winner, Cody Johnson, is here with me, Keaton Salyers, as well as Sean Anderson. And Sean, we'll just bring you in right away. Had a great night. Started on the pole, raced really well. Just when it came down to it, good enough for third. How would you describe your evening?
Race was a lot of fun. I wasn't sure what the tire fall off was going to be there, so I took it kind of conservatively and fell back before those green flag pit stops. Hopefully then I could run long and then pit late and have fresher tires in case the caution was to come out. Keaton was super fast there. Cody short pitted and stayed in the lead there, so that definitely worked out for him. Congrats to Cody on the win and the rest of Keaton on a second place finish. That was awesome.
Anybody else you want to give a shout out to or anything like that?
Yeah, you for the broadcast, do a great job as always. Mike and all the admins for putting on such a great league. Cody, Perrin, Jeff Rudick, Lucas, Ryan Von Henschel, everyone I race with every day. Just glad to keep racing with them and hope to keep this good season rolling.
Right on. Well, everyone, that was Sean Anderson, number 13 machine, having a great run here. Started on the pole, finishing third, good enough for a podium finish. Again, Sean, thank you for being on the channel.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Following that up is a 2022 Gears Cup Series champion, Keaton Salyers, with I think, a 2024 best finish here in second place. Again, Keaton, you had a great run tonight. How would you describe how your night went?
Oh man, by far best run I've ever had in iRacing, any possible way. Great qualifying position, best qualifying position all season. Started sixth, basically ran top 5 all race, and then I knew that everyone was either not taking tires in the end there or just taking 2, and I ended up staying out a little longer. Took 2 tires, and man, dude, you don't understand. I felt like a rocket ship coming back from like 6 or 7 seconds back to bring it literally with under a second right at the line.
Sure.
Lap traffic definitely had a play in at the end there. I passed the lap traffic, but they had fresher tires, so they were able to catch back up and get in the middle of me and Cody, and it kind of slowed me down a little bit because they were side drafting me trying to get back by us, and kind of slowed me down. But by far, I'm happy with my result and happy that I finished ahead of all of these fast guys and was able to finish second to Cody, because I look up to Cody and he's the reason I am fast. Like, he gives me a lot of pointers and everything. So it's like, I'm his protege, so following him in the second place there.
Well, I mean, you had a great run, man. It was definitely your best finish of the year by far in 2024. Again, being the 2022 Series champion, you know what it takes to be a champion, man. You know what it takes to get there. And again, I hope you can knock off and get your first win here soon.
Hopefully I can. I'm looking forward to Charlotte. That's my next best track.
Well, that's next week for the Coke 300. We're going to tee that up here shortly. Again, Keaton, thanks for being on the program and joining us here tonight. Second place finish for my man in the Bass Pro Shops, number 19 Toyota Camry.
Thank you. I want to throw a quick shout out real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick shout out to Harpoon Design, Brentley Rodun. He gives me all my paint schemes, and I'm running a part of their developmental program, and I'm learning a lot from those guys, and I'm very thankful for my throwback that I ran tonight. I like running it in gears, and it's just probably one of my best paints that I have.
Yeah, very hot car. Again, congratulations to second place. Nothing to shake a stick at. So good job for that. And again, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you.
Again, locking up career win. I don't know if it's career win, but 2024 win number 1 and punching your ticket into the playoffs is the 08 machine of Cody Johnson. Cody, you had a wonderful evening tonight. Started off, looks like, in about 17th, but then you did the grind like you always do to make your way up towards the front. How would you describe your evening tonight?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Chicago Street Course had a league race there probably 6-7 months ago, so I've had a few laps there. Obviously wasn't nowhere near the speed of the guys that finished top 5, but felt solid there. And I wasn't expecting the Chicago to go the way that the oval to go the way that it did, because I didn't push nowhere near hard enough in qualifying. So we were way back there in the back, and the track temps were down, so the car was just real tight. But I decided short pit. I was kind of hesitant because I didn't know if caution was going to come out. I wanted to run it a little bit longer, but I also didn't want to get stuck back in traffic. But
Sure.
I was sitting there the whole time, and knowing Keaton was coming, and I was talking to Perrin and Sean and telling them that they were saying he was coming and he was coming quick. So I told him that if he got to me, that I wouldn't mind moving over and letting him have it. That'd be pretty cool to see him win it. But I was gonna race pretty hard there. So
Yeah, he was closing the gap fast, and you know,
he-
the
yeah,
viewers at
he was
home,
there.
we all thought like maybe he was going to catch him. I think if he had one more lap, that would have been something to say. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think if and I mean it worked in my favor, but I know it didn't work in his. But the lap traffic definitely helped me out a little bit right there. But I know he was not happy to see that, but I was, just because I haven't got to run many of these, and I knew I needed to try to get locked in if I could. So it worked out, and I'd be more than happy to push Keaton to a win if I ever get the opportunity to do that. So it was fun racing with everybody.
Well, again, that's the kind of theme I've been talking about tonight, with drivers just giving each other a little bit of respect. You know, I'm not saying you got to push somebody in for the win, or but you race them hard and you're competitive. But you know when it's like, okay, this guy's clearly faster than me. Maybe there's something else we can go and accomplish, rather than taking each other out and ruining each other's nights. So there is that. Cody Johnson, win number 1. Anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Just everybody that I raced with, Sean, Perrin, Rudick, Lucas, Ryan, Jonathan. There's so many that we raced with. Brandon, he was in the race with us tonight. Paul, just everybody that's always in the Discord during the league race. It just makes it more enjoyable to have a group that we race with and enjoy it together. So, and then obviously y'all broadcasting it, giving us something to go back and watch is fun.
Yeah, it'll be up shortly following this. You might have to skip through the long break that we had, because I think it's all in one stream. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. And Cody, congratulations getting that first win off your back here tonight. You'll be able to move forward here without much worry.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, I'll definitely go back and watch it as soon as y'all get it put up, but I appreciate it.
Right on, right on. That's Cody Johnson, 08 Machine, getting win number 1 on the year and defending, punching his ticket to the playoffs to defend his title. Again, couldn't happen to a better guy tonight. Not a better driver in this field for tonight. That's going to wrap it up here for the Tropicana 100 and the doubleheader that is at Chicago. We had a great time. Chicago has treated us well. We're very thankful for the opportunity. But next week we travel to Charlotte, North Carolina for the Coke 300. That will go live here at 7:45 Eastern, with the broadcast beginning about 7:55 Eastern. For myself, Tom Torrey, and everybody here for the Gears Racing League and the Gears Cup Series, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back next week for the Coke 300. Have a good night, everyone. And thank you for coming out and watching the Gears Cup Series.